9:02. Welcome back to Monday. It's the 11th day of March. CJ Nasello, our daily show, RiverBender.com, Roku TV, anywhere, everywhere you get this show. Thanks for tuning in like always. We got a good one for you today. We're going to be talking to all these late TV movie awards. We're going to be talking to a couple of the presenters. This is coming down the pipeline in just about 2 weeks or so over at Lewis and Clark Community College, and I'll actually be presenting an award myself. I'm giving out Best Actor in a Short, I'm pretty sure. But don't hold my word to it. It's been a long weekend. You know, we were up in Belleville. Charles did such a great job with me on Saturday. Want to thank Shannon Stelling, the Home Builders Remodelers Association of the Metro East, for letting RiverBender.com really be a part of it. I mean, every major media outlet was out there, and for us to have that recognition and be a part of Media Row was really cool. And then I got to play with a couple of puppies. Well, then came back, and after all the yard stuff that's been going on to my house, and then me getting my inside of the house spruced up, and then Ethan Holmes from Holmes Outdoor Service was stopping by and then really uncovered the coolest thing. Before I do news, I was wanting to put a sidewalk in, and then he did, and then I said, well, let's do something a little bit different. He goes, absolutely. So he gives me a nice quote and everything, and all of a sudden he's digging and finds all of these old bricks from, a long time ago that I wanted as a sidewalk buried underneath of it. So he's pulling them up and, just lying rocket and getting things ready to go. But man, I'm tired after all of that. And I want to thank Ethan again. If you guys need some outdoor work done, you give him a ring. He is really a good man. At 9:03, let's get through this show on adrenaline. Here's what's happening around the Riverbend. Make sure you sign up for your daily email update where you can join myself, 70,000 people. You know the drill. Each and every day of the work weekend on Saturdays with Around the Riverbend. We'll take you to Wood River first. Dan Brandon does report the following out of Wood River. The Wood River Police Department and other law enforcement personnel were dispatched Sunday afternoon for a person having a mental health crisis at the Bel Air Motel in Wood River. And the male subject would not come out. Police used a loudspeaker to talk to the man to come out with his hands above his head, and thankfully, Wood River City Police Chief Brad Wells reported the person did come out peacefully. The negotiation took about 3.5 hours, and Chief Wells described the situation as that mental health issue. The man at the scene was treated in an Alton Memorial ambulance and then taken to a hospital for further treatment. If you or someone you know was having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, call 988. It provides a connection to free 24/7 confidential support. Also in the news, Dalton Brown reporting out of Alton. In two unusual but unrelated cases, one individual from Alton has been charged with escaping from a penal institution, while another from Ohio faces a money laundering charge, according to Madison County court documents. LaCoy L. Dean, 23, of Alton, was charged with escape, a Class 2 felony, after reportedly escaping from a penal institution where he was being held on a charge of aggravated offenses related to motor vehicles. The escape reportedly occurred on February the 23rd. A petition to deny Dean's pretrial release states he is, quote, a high likelihood of willful flight to avoid prosecution, end quote. Dean faces a Class 2 felony in the case from the Alton Police Department, and court documents state he was remanded to be held in jail until his initial appearance in court. Also, Mark C. Daughtery, 39, of Irondale, Ohio, was charged with money laundering on February the 23rd. Here's what we know. While driving through Madison County, Daughtery allegedly transported $176,066 in United States currency contained in, quote, vacuum-sealed bundles to conceal or disguise the nature, the location, the source, the ownership, or the control of the criminally derived property, according to court documents. Daughtery was charged with a Class 1 felony in the case presented by the Illinois State Police. Court documents indicate that he was released after signing a conditions of pretrial release order. And please note, as always, all subjects innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Out of East Alton, the East Alton Fire Department was called to a working still alarm for a residential fire in the 300th block of South Pence at 4 a.m. on Sunday, March the 10th. The East Alton Fire Department Engine 4311 was dispatched upon arrival, encountered heavy black smoke conditions throughout the home, and requested a box alarm. Here's their statement. Engine 4311 deployed a hand line for the interior attack, but was met with rapidly deteriorating conditions, zero visibility, and high heat. As the attack crew backed out, East Alton Police Department personnel reported fire through the roof and windows at the rear of the structure, the department said in a statement. A second hand line was deployed, and the fire was eventually brought under control with the assistance from the Wood River Fire Department, the Alton Fire Department, the Roxana Fire Department, and the Rosewood Heights Fire Protection District. No injuries were reported. However, 3 cats were unaccounted for. East Alton fire units returned to service at approximately 10 a.m. on Sunday. Also in the news, Dalton Brown reporting out of Jerseyville that applications do remain open until March the 15th for over $58,000 in scholarships. $58,000 in scholarships across the state of Illinois offered by the Illinois Sheriff's Association and several local sheriff's offices, including the Jersey County Sheriff's Office. Jersey County Sheriff Manns announced in a press release that his office will be rewarding 2 scholarships at $500 apiece. These are a part of more than $58,000 in college scholarships being offered throughout the state of Illinois by the ISA to students wishing to pursue higher education during the 2024-25 school year. Certain conditions do apply. These scholarships are to be applied to, quote, tuition, books, and fees only, and students must be enrolled full-time at a certified institution or higher learning within the state of Illinois. Online learning is acceptable. There will be no restrictions on any application for reason of race, age, creed, color, sex, or national origin. The only limitations are as follows. 1. Applicants must be permanent Illinois residents. 2. Scholarships must be utilized at institutions of higher learning within the state of Illinois. And 3. Students must be enrolled as a full-time student during the 2024-25 school year. Applications are now available at your local sheriff's office, and the names of the 2024-25 scholarships winners will be announced by May 1st on the ISA webpage and on their Facebook site. Also in the news out of Edwardsville, 4 individuals face weapon-related felonies in separate cases filed across Madison County in recent weeks, according to court documents. Brandon T. Spell, 29 of Cottage Hills, was charged with aggravated unlawful use of weapons. Spell allegedly knowingly carried a Hi-Point C9 firearm in his vehicle that was uncased, loaded, and immediately accessible. On February the 20th, Spell also had no valid firearm owner's identification card at the time of the offense. Spell was charged with a Class 4 felony in the case presented by the Madison County Sheriff's Office. He has since been released upon a signature of conditions. Lucas W. Leno, 33 of East Alton, was charged with unlawful possession of weapons by a felon and possession of cannabis with intent to deliver. Leno allegedly possessed a Savage Arms 20-gauge shotgun after being convicted of a felony, breaking and entering in Athens County, Ohio. He was also found to have over 30 grams of cannabis in his possession with intent to deliver. The East Alton Police Department presented Leno's case, in which he faces 2 Class 3 felonies, and court documents indicate he was released after signing a conditions of pretrial release order. Jeremiah J. Ward, 19 years of age, of St. Louis, was charged with aggravated unlawful use of weapons and unlawful possession of fraudulent driver's license or permit. On February 25th, Ward allegedly carried a Colt carbine .556 rifle, which was uncased, and while unloaded, the ammunition was immediately accessible at the time of the offense. Ward also did not have a concealed carry license or a FOID card. He did, however, have a fraudulent driver's license from a state of Texas under the name Thomas Davis. Ward's case was presented by the Granite City Police Department, and he faces 2 Class 2 felonies. According to court documents, he was released upon a signature of conditions. Finally, Kevin C. Lee, Sr., 57 of Granite City, was charged with unlawful aggravated use of weapons, driving on a suspended license, and disobeying a traffic control device. Lee allegedly possessed a Canik TP9 9mm firearm in his vehicle, which was uncased, loaded, and immediately accessible. He was additionally charged after failing to stop at a stop sign on Maryville Road in Granite and driving on a license that had been suspended. The Granite City Police Department presented Lee's case, and he faces a Class 4 felony and a Class A misdemeanor. Court documents indicate he was released upon signature of conditions. Out of Elsa, Bradley Piros reports that Principia College was the host of the 2024, this sinuses are getting me, Tiger Invite, one in which Edwardsville performed well. Starting off with the distance events, the Tigers went 1-2 in both the mile and the 1 mile. In the 1,600-meter race, sophomore Colin Thomas won with a time of 4 minutes and 31 seconds and .72, followed closely by freshman Colin Litawana in second at 4 minutes 33.53 seconds. Senior Ben Perfolfi ran a 9-minute 47.55 seconds to win the 3,200-meter race, posting a top 50 time in the state. And sophomore Gavin Rogers was second at 9 minutes 49 seconds, 49.55 seconds. The only other first-place performance on the track was senior Austin Yamnitz. He ran a 2:6:27 in the 800, narrowly beating out Alton Jr. Noah Gallivan, who was at 2:06:76 in his times. Roxana Jr. Wyatt Dole ran that at 2 minutes 7.48 seconds, and Alton Jr. Alex Macias ran it in 2 minutes 7.51 seconds, finished third and fourth respectively. For a full recap of the event, you can see Bradley Pierce's full report on RiverBender.com/sports. And my apologies, as I'm still learning how to do the official running times. At 9:14, let's take a quick check at your weather forecast. Today, it's 43 degrees. Right now, currently, it feels like 47. Today, warmer with plenty of sunshine. It will be breezy this afternoon. Temperatures will reach 70 degrees today. Man, how about that? But they drop down to 42 overnight as we head into Tuesday. On Tuesday, a high of 72, a low of 48. On Wednesday, a 40% chance of rain. Partly cloudy skies, a high of 73, a low of 57. On Thursday, a high of 74, a low of 46. And then on Friday, we're dropping a high of only 56 degrees on Friday and a low of 37 degrees with partly sunny skies. But right now, as it sits, it's 43 degrees. It feels like 47. Temperatures reach 69 degrees today, and that sun will be out all day long. Let's go ahead and take a look at downtown Alton. Let's see how that's looking today. A lot more cars than that Friday morning last week. Well, a few. Spoke too soon. You can see the Alton Amphitheater, the Clark Bridge, and all of downtown Alton. Well, a portion of it in all of its glory. You can see this camera in real time all the time at RiverBender.com/weather. And man, just look how beautiful downtown Alton looks in that Alton Amphitheater. For time and temperature throughout the day, you give this number a ring, 618-465-4545. That is the landmark phone number. That's the time and temp phone number, and I'm so glad that we have that here at RiverBender.com. This time powered by Tom Lane. He is your local State Farm agent. Hey, before I take a quick break, let me just fill you in really briefly on Hainer Library. You know, the other day I was in the car, and I was actually listening to the radio, which is rare for me because I like to drive in silence a lot of the times. Well, I was, because all you hear is noise all day. You just want a couple of minutes. Well, I was driving, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I heard these commercials for another library district in St. Louis. And, you know, what was amazing to me is in St. Louis County, they were starting to talk about all these different programs the library had. And all I did in my car was just kind of chuckle. I did. I went, oh, we have that. Hainer has that. Hainer has this. Hainer has that too. Hainer has that. They have it all. They compete with all the major libraries because Mary and her excellent staff and her volunteers, the board of directors, they put it all out for all of us in the Hainer Library District. You know, when you have your library card, you aren't just unlocking access to the library, access to books. You're unlocking access to adventure, access to really opportunity. You know, with the library of things, with the resource guides, the consumer magazines, the genealogy departments, those just main pieces alone would be enough for me to get anybody signed up. Plus, you add on all those other components like those really informative classes and the technological help for all the seniors in our lives that might need a little bit more work on that computer. Hainer Library's got you covered. Their staff is dedicated to this community. They live local and they live for you guys stopping by the library. They are our institution, our resource, and you can find out everything about our community, about your family's history in our community, or just stop by for the traditional library gamut as well, from online books to audio books to regular books to see what their new novels are. Plus, when Hainer Library's other building is open again, you can stop by and support the Friends of Hainer who do those wonderful book drives where you can get some great books for a cheap price and support the library all in one. Plus, what they do for the teens and those youth councils, that advisory councils, doing some amazing work. On top of that all, with your library cards, you get some really cool benefits like, I don't know, ad-free streaming with Biblio Plus. Think about this. You know what you're paying for Netflix, okay? It's getting even more ridiculous, and now you can't share. I mean, I don't understand that. See, what we did is I gave my aunt half of the bill, and then, we used her card. Well, all of a sudden, I got banned from it because I was in a different location. It was just terrible. You don't have to worry about that with your Hainer Library card, because once you have that, you unlock ad-free, for free movies and TV on Biblio Plus, and there's just so much more on top of it all. I highly encourage you to go stop by Hainer Library, go through the doors, see how beautiful downtown Alton's location is of Hainer. Stop by the location at Alton Square Mall, and if you haven't yet, go into genealogy and see the most beautiful building in all of downtown Alton. I'm telling you what, it is just a sight to see. HainerLibrary.org. That's HainerLibrary.org. And when you stop in, say, hey, CJ told me to get my library card. 9:19 is the time. We'll take a quick pause. Our daily show comes back and hits you next right here in downtown Alton. Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
DJ Mike Keith.
This is where I am today. Let me show you where I started.
better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today. Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Man waiting in the sky. He'd like to come and meet us, but he thinks he'd blow our minds. There's a star man waiting in the sky.
9:23. We were supposed to talk Always Late TV Movie Awards, but we'll see what happens. You know, live show's always fun. We'll rearrange the 9 o'clock hour real quick. Here's what happened on this date in history. We'll start off with the big one. The largest earthquake ever recorded in Japan caused massive devastation, and the ensuing tsunami decimated regions of the country. On top of the already horrific destruction and loss of life, the natural disaster also gives rise to a nuclear disaster at the Fukushima nuclear plant. The Fukushima disaster is considered the second worst nuclear disaster in history, forcing the relocation of over 100,000 people. During the emergency, each of the 3 operational nuclear reactors at the plant shut down successfully, but the backup power and cooling systems failed. Now, as a result, residual heat caused fuel rods in 3 reactors to partially melt down. As crews searched the rubble for survivors and the nation reeled from the earthquake and that tsunami, the nuclear disaster unfolded over the course of several days. The facilities where reactors 1 and 3 were located, they exploded on March the 12th and 14th, prompting the government to evacuate everyone within a 20-kilometer radius. Another explosion in the building that housed Reactor 2 on March 15th released even more radiation, and thousands of people left their homes as workers used helicopters, water cannons, and seawater pumps to try cooling the overheating facility. Also on this date in history, let's go over to this one. Yeah. In 2009, Toyota sold its 1 millionth hybrid in the United States. I want to know what that number is now. I bet you they're selling 1 million a quarter. In 1997, Paul McCartney was knighted. There you go. That sounds pretty cool. In 1988, the Great Blizzard of '88 hit the East Coast. And I'll have to ask more about that. In 1989, Bad Boys Cops debut on television on this date in history, March the 11th, and Gorbachev was picked to succeed Chernenko in 1985 during the Cold War. Also on this date in history, a very important day in 1779, Congress established the United States Army Corps of Engineers. All of that happened on this date in history. Another thing happened. It's my grandma's birthday. Happy birthday, Grandma. I'm going to make sure I stop by and see her today at some point in time. Let's take a look at On This Date in music. A jury in the United States ruled that the writer of Blurred Lines copied a Marvin Gaye track. In 2015, jurors in Los Angeles decided that the 2013 single by Pharrell Williams and Robin Thicke breached the copyright of Gaye's 1977 hit Got to Give It Up. The family of the late soul singer was awarded $7.3 million in damages. Thicke and Williams denied copying the hit, and their lawyers said the ruling set, quote, a horrible precedent. Also, on this date in history, the former singer with Iron Maiden was jailed for 9 months for fraudulently claiming benefits. Paul Andrews fronted the band from 78 until 81 under the stage name Paul Di'Anno. Andrews, 52, was jailed at the city's Crown Court after earlier admitting he falsely claimed more than 45,000 pounds. Fraud investigators had viewed online videos and read about gigs on the performer's website. In 2008, Madonna was inducted into the U.S. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame at a star-studded ceremony in New York City. She received her honor at the Waldorf Astoria Hotel from singer Justin Timberlake. In 2006, man, if you went to summer sport, you always remembered this song on the loop. English singer-songwriter James Blunt was at #1 on the U.S. singles chart with You're Beautiful. Blunt later explained the song was about, quote, seeing my ex-girlfriend on the underground in London with her new man, who I didn't know existed. The song won an Ivor Novello Award for airplay and sold over 625,000 copies in the United Kingdom and over 3 million in the United States. In 2005, the front door of Ozzy Osbourne's childhood home in Birmingham went up for sale because the current homeowner was fed up with fans defacing it. How does a fan deface something? Wouldn't you do it to, I don't know. That's too much to think about at 9:28. Ali Mubarak, who now owned the house in Lodge Road, Aston, said over the years it became a pilgrimage destination. He auctioned off the door on eBay and gave the money to charity. That's how you know they don't want anything to do with it. Just get it out of my sight. Oh, man. Hey, in 1997, well, I already told you this one. Paul McCartney, knighted by Queen Elizabeth II for his service to music. Also on this date, in music history in 1978. Oh, I have that one. Hold on, I have this song. Let's see, where is it here? Hold on, I have this. Meatloaf's Bat Out of a Hell album began a 416-week run on the United Kingdom chart. The album went on to become one of the most influential and iconic albums of all time, and its songs have remained classic rock staples for quite a long time. You can never get mad over, listening to Meatloaf. Also, on this date in history, Jim Morrison of The Doors in 1971 arrived in Paris, booking into the Hotel Georges. The following week, he moved into an apartment at 17 Rue in Paris. Morrison lived in Paris until his death on July the 3rd, 2 years to the day after the death of Rolling Stones guitarist Brian Jones, and approximately 9 months after the deaths of Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin. In 1970, Deja Vu, the first album by Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, and the second by the trio configuration of Crosby, Stills, and Nash, was released. It topped the pop album chart for 1 week and spawned 3 U.S. top 40 singles, Teach Your Children, Our House, and Woodstock. In 1968, Otis Redding's single Sitting on the Dock of the Bay went gold in the United States 3 months after the singer was killed in that plane crash, recorded just days before his death. It became the first posthumous single to top the charts in the United States. In 1976, music publisher Dick James announced that 446 different versions of Paul McCartney's song Yesterday had been recorded at that point in time. In 1965, Tom Jones went #1 in the UK singles chart with It's Not Unusual, the Welsh singer's first of 16 top 40 hits during the 60s. And a couple final ones for you. In 1956, the Dreamweavers were at number 1 in the UK singles chart with its Almost Tomorrow, the Miami-based studio band's only chart hit in the United Kingdom, thus condemning the Dreamweavers to the one-hit wonder tag. Man, even back then they were having those, huh? Let's see, anyone important born on this date in history. Paul Taylor, the English bassist with Annie Lennox since 2002, and from... Taylor has worked with the likes of Tina Turner, I can't pronounce bad band names, Brian Ferry, Tom Jones, George Michael, Take That, and Gary Barlow. Let's see, anyone else born on this date in history? Not really. 9:32, there you go. That's a look at on this date in history. We'll come back with more of our daily show. I think we're going to have to reschedule our always late TV conversation, but that's okay because you and I have more of an opportunity to talk. 9:32, we'll take a quick break and come right back. Sorry, I hit the wrong button. I'm used to hitting this for commercials. We'll be right back.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car. I have a job. There's nothing holding me back anymore.
Dream Home Realty Center.
Hey, Sherry. Talk to me, Dream Team.
We've got Joey.
Whether you're a seasoned pro or a weekend warrior, gear up with Falcommit and elevate your hunting experience. From rugged gear for the seasoned hunter to adorable outfits for the little ones, we've got your whole family covered. Literally, because the best moments are made in the great outdoors. And with Falcommit, you're not just wearing gear, you're wearing the stories of your adventures. Discover the joy of hunting together. Visit Falcommit.com and outfit your family for the next generations of memories.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66. When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Like a natural woman. When my show
9:35, welcome back. Daily Show hitting you on a Monday morning. It's the 11th day of March and my grandma's birthday. Are you looking for a fresh start on the road to recovery? You know, a life free from addiction is possible, and it starts at Centerstone. Centerstone is a national leader in mental health and substance use disorder treatment for people of all ages. It can happen to anybody. With a commitment to delivering care that truly changes people's lives, Centerstone's dedicated clinicians use evidence-based practices and treatment programs. So this means that the recovery care plan that's developed for you will be based on the latest science. And with so many unknowns on that road to recovery, listen, if you're getting ready to make that jump, if you know it's time, I get it. It's a scary, scary road, but you can do this, and you can definitely do it with the support of Centerstone. With so many unknowns on the road to recovery, one thing that you can always know is that Centerstone will be that constant guiding force for you, for you, not with you, for you on your recovery journey. Addiction can happen to anyone, but so can recovery. So start working towards your recovery today by visiting Centerstone online at recoverwithus.org. That's recoverwithus.org, recoverwithus.org, or by calling 1-877-HOPE. 123. We're going to go ahead and table our conversation with Always Late TV. But one thing that I thought was so cool, and this is why I can't thank John enough for giving me the opportunity to come down and be a part of the Riverbender umbrella and come on and talk with you guys each and every day. It's the coolest job in the world, and I just love what I do. And part of that was on Friday, because everyone knows how much of even though I love the entirety of the Riverbend, how much I loved the Friday night lights on top of State Street Hill in Alton and seeing the fan sections going crazy. And what was really cool is on Friday, Beth DeCourcy, I want to thank her again, Robert Steffen, for lining this up. We got to talk with some of the students on the Marquette Catholic Blue Crew. You know, time and time again, we always support athletes and realize their accomplishments, which we should, but there's also the sixth man in each game, and that's the student sections. And while I have time, I'm only going to be able to, I don't do best of shows anymore because we're always so busy. So why don't I do that? I want to replay that conversation with you because it does mean something to me, and it's truly why I started doing this show, because community matters. And to talk to some of the sights and sounds of our community every day, like the Marquette Catholic Blue Crew, who's always showing up to support their squad, it's always great to do that. And why don't we take you back there now? This was a conversation from Friday.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Welcome back. 922, the Marquette Catholic Blue Crew voted the best in the state, the best fan section, and we got a full studio, and we'll have a full studio for the next couple of minutes here. We got Thomas, Carter, Eli, Layla, Ava, and Marissa. Am I forgetting anybody?
No.
Look at that. So real quick, just because my lower third's mean right now, let's take this sucker off real quick. Let's see everybody. There we go. Say hi, folks.
Hi, Mom.
So this is really cool. How long have you all been a part of the Blue Crew? Since you guys started?
Yeah, all 4 years.
All 4 years. Well, the Blue Crew really has kind of a storied tradition about it, because when I was in high school, really, the Blue Crew and the Redbird Nest, those two, but you guys always took the cake, because every time we'd go head-to-head, and I'm honest about this, you guys would just show out and show up, and then we'd be 2-1 to your guys', you know, just insane. Well, what's important, whenever you go to a game, how important is it for you guys to go out there and support the teams and make sure that you're raising all type of ruckus and supporting them and making sure they can hear you?
I think it makes a difference in the way our guys play.
Yeah.
Knowing that the school has their back and that the other team, it probably distracts them and makes them play worse.
It did for me, I can tell you that much. Well, when it comes to the game, what's the most exciting part of it? How do you record? How do you get everything prepared? All of your chants? What do you know what you're going to say? Is it all spur of the moment, or is there some... Oh, here we go. Eli's got the answer.
Yeah, that's my job. I'm Captain Marquette. It's kind of like I'm the mascot. I say all the chants, try to get everyone a little bit louder, more controlled. But yeah, it's so fun. It's so fun. I can't explain it. It's just it's the best student section.
What goes into picking Captain Marquette? Is there any qualifications? How does that work?
Just try to be loud in the student section. It's just the class. Whoever's the best in the later classes.
Trying to stand out.
Yeah.
There you go.
You really want to stand out, yeah.
So were you guys pretty much all unanimously approving of Eli's Captain Marquette position?
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Well, and I'm serious. You guys do something so cool that not a lot of schools have the luxury of, and that's a truly dedicated fan section, because it doesn't matter how the season's going. You guys are out there every Friday or for every basketball game, you name it. And now, whenever we're talking sports, is there one sport that you guys like to cheer for more than any?
Yes. I mean, basketball.
1,000,000%. Oh, yes.
Why is that? Oh,
I mean, it's just louder in the gym. Yeah. It's not outdoors. It's enclosed. It echoes. And, I mean, our team is just electric. They've had one of the best seasons they've had in a while.
Yeah.
And I mean,
we also love our cheerleaders.
Oh my gosh.
They're
Cheerleaders
super
are
loud.
awesome.
Good answer.
They have great chants.
Well, and whenever it comes to school, it's got to be fun, you know, especially on game days, to be able to kind of walk around and just enjoy knowing that you guys are going to go out and support the team. And then the athletes, I'm sure, are pretty excited about it too throughout the day. Now, what's your favorite chant? What is the chant that you guys go with? What is the tried and true?
I mean, bananas. There might be bananas is good.
Banana gets the
Bananas gets everyone going, but I think the one that we're the best at would probably be Everywhere We Go.
Yeah.
Because that one everyone knows and everyone really gets loud at that one.
Although the freaking free throw stomp.
Oh, what's that? Hold on here. I don't know.
It's where our cheerleaders start stomping and they do like a beat and then knocks the guy off.
We all join in.
And then we join in.
And then we join in.
And it gets super loud.
And it's so loud. It's awesome.
Well, it's like you guys are really the sixth man in, really, in terms of the game, you know, where you're that outlying factor, because you guys really do get loud enough to where you're throwing everybody off. It's awesome to watch. What's the recognition mean to all of you, knowing that, hey, people are noticing that we're showing up and doing some really great stuff for athletic side of things?
I think it makes you feel good. It makes
it's amazing when like parents from other schools come up to you and say that was amazing. That it's so fun playing against you guys because you guys are so loud, so fun.
Well, and that's a good point too, because you guys are never disrespectful. That's the one thing I always think. You know, you're loud and you're having fun, but it's never to where you're like, oh, come on, guys. You want to cheer for you. You know, you make everyone want to cheer for Marquette that night. Now, are there any fun stories of some of these football games last season? Because, you know, we had some pretty nasty weather at times in the fall, and you got to kind of brave that and make sure you're still going out. Any fun stories you want to share us?
Our East Alton Wood River game, we won our first game that we have in how many years?
Like 2 years.
2 years. All the blue crew celebrating was very rewarding to just see like all the excitement from all of us and all the cheerleaders and all of the parents and stuff, like just everybody. It was really nice.
On one of our games, it was super hot out that day, and we did blue powder. So we all, before the game, we all like threw up blue powder everywhere.
We were in white.
It turned out a mess, but it was really fun.
Yeah, it was a disaster. It was so much fun. Yeah.
Well, and that's what I think makes it fun, because you always tried something new too. And now, who comes up with the themes?
This guy right here.
Majority.
Really?
Majority.
And his mom.
And his mom.
And Rachel Waters.
My mom's definitely the savior of this student section.
Well, and how important is it for the student section to really go in and really embrace it too? Because I've seen other student sections, and I'm just going to be honest, some of the high school student sections are like everyone just took their SAT and they're depressed for the game and they don't want to be there. But you guys really embrace every moment of it. What is there any preparation for that, or is it just enjoyment?
I mean,
just enjoyment.
Yeah.
It's enjoyment, but I guess you can say the pep rally is kind of preparation, gets everyone excited for the season, but honestly, everyone just loves going to the game.
Well, and how cool is it too? I mean, it's kind of awesome because the staff of Marquette's at every game, and you can see so many teachers, and that's got to be cool too for just a school-wide community to see everyone, no matter what position, they're there and watching.
Oh yeah.
And now, take me through the atmosphere with the family, because when I was in the student section, I may or not one time had a parent go, "CJ, you were a little too loud tonight." Have your folks ever gone, "What the heck was that chant you guys were doing over there?"
That happens a lot. That happens too much.
Oh yeah, it definitely happens a lot. But
our parents are just like, why are we screaming? Well, that's the point.
I think it gets the parents more excited too.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
A lot of our parents went to Marquette, so they love to see us having fun like
their next generation, their kids like doing what they used to do.
That's actually kind of ironic, because that was my segue question, because a lot of you, I'm sure, had brothers and sisters. I know your brother and Peter and I were in the CEO class together, and all of that all of that good stuff. But whenever you see your older brothers or siblings kind of in that blue crew beforehand, it's got to make you want to be a part of it even more and carry on that family tradition. Is that kind of the thing?
Yeah, 100%. It was definitely.
And now, what's coming down the pipeline in terms of games this spring? Do you guys do much in the spring?
I mean, we have boys volleyball and girls soccer.
We got boys baseball against
boys
Alton.
baseball too.
Oh, yeah, we have a couple big games because our rivalry is obviously Alton.
Right.
So we'll have a student section there. We'll all be there. So.
And RiverBender will be broadcasting the Battle of the Bowl again for the soccer teams. Just a shameless plug while we're at it, so stay tuned. But whenever you're getting things prepared, how do you let all the students know? Is it just kind of a a known entity that if we're playing Alton, better be over there at Lloyd Hopkins Field or at the soccer field or anything?
Yeah, we have a Twitter page, Instagram page, and then I put it on my Snapchat story.
What's the Instagram page?
Crew Crazies.
Crew Crazies. I like it.
Yeah.
And they also announce at school too.
Oh, well, that's
which
good.
helps.
Good little,
probably important.
Good little live read to start the morning off. And with that being said, for all of you, what makes Marquette so special? Because there's an atmosphere over there right now that's really cool to watch.
I think because we're so small, everyone knows each other, and we feel more like a family. I think.
Yeah. What are your girls' thoughts? Same thing?
I love that you know everybody.
Mm-hmm.
There's not like a day where you see people that you don't know their name, and I think that's why we all we show up to everything, no matter what sport it is, because it's so small. Everyone knows each other, so we all want to support each other.
It's like your brother or sister, so it's like a known thing to just go to the game to support your family.
There you go. And now I gotta ask, what are your predictions for the Marquette Alton High rivalries this spring? I gotta ask.
I think it'll be a clean sweep.
A clean sweep. There we go. I like it. We'll go with it. And then, when did you guys find out you won?
This past Saturday we went up to Bloomington.
Oh, did you?
Yes. So I think all of us here went.
Except
for these two right here. They were busy. But we all went. We took like a 2.5 hour car drive. And we went onto the floor of the stadium and we got announced.
Did you really? What's that feeling like too? Because I mean, that's a pretty good environment to be up in.
It was pretty awesome,
It definitely felt good, but when you're in a place where no one really knows you except for the people that are on the court.
That's true.
It was a little awkward.
It's like we won and everyone else is like, woo!
Yeah. Also, they said that they were gonna show highlights of our videos to like everyone in the stadium wherever we were, but they didn't, or they messed up or something. So nobody knew what we won. So it was a little bit anticlimactic.
It was a little awkward, but it was awesome. Still, I enjoyed it.
But you still brought home the bragging rights. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
And now, how are you guys looking for next year? Looking to repeat this accolade?
Well, we're all seniors, so we can hope.
We won't be here.
We can hope.
Well, how are you prepping the next generation of Blue Crew?
How are you?
I don't like this question. Everyone wants to know who the next captain is, and I don't know yet.
Are you still deciding?
Yes.
Do you have a short list?
It's about 3 that I got in mind.
3 left. There you go.
Stay tuned.
Do we have
top 3?
We aren't going to ask for any names yet today. We'll make you all guess at Marquette Catholic on who would be the next Captain Marquette. With that being said, 9:30. We've already been talking for like 15 minutes. What's your final thought to parents? Any of the players that you supported this season? Any final messages?
We appreciate you and keep coming to the games.
We love Marquette
the Blue Crew too.
Yes.
All the students.
We love Marquette.
Players.
How many members of the Blue Crew are there? 'Cause is it the entire school pretty much?
The entire school can show up, but it's usually
even if you're from Alton, then you want to.
Yeah, that's what I love too. You guys are really welcoming of other schools.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You guys really are. It's fun to see that too. You guys are like a really good school partners. At 9:34, let's take a quick pause. We got a second round of Blue Crew coming in, and we'll do that right here on our daily show on RiverBender.com.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Linux system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
DJ Mike Keith. This is where I am today. Let me show you where I started.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganast Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganast Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
He'd like to come and meet us, but he thinks he'd blow our minds. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He's told us not to blow it because he knows.
936 Conversations with the Blue Crew continuing. The best student section in the state of Illinois, I might have to add. You know, we're talking, and we have Katie, Meredith, Kimbrio, and Ren. Kimbrio? Did I say it right? Kimbrio.
Cambria.
Oh, Kimbria. Right?
Yeah.
Finally, I botch at least something in an interview, you know? Ren, Carson, and Scott in studios. We continue our conversations with the Marquette Catholic Blue Crew. Best in state. How does it feel? Let's just start off with the easy one.
Man.
There we go.
Well deserved. No, it actually feels really good.
Well, and that's, I was talking to the first group, and it's really, for the last, since I've been out of high school almost 8 years ago, I mean, you guys have always had such a great student section, and there'd be times I'd be at games of my own, and I'm sitting there, and I look back, and I'm like, well, we got about 2 rows deep. That's a little sad, you know? Maybe people forgot. Maybe there was another party going on, you know? And then you look at the Blue Crew, and there's, you know, the full section just filled up, and everyone's having a good old time. What are your initial thoughts about being a part of the student section, just being a member of Blue Crew and supporting your teams?
Man, I mean, for me as a first year being on the Blue Crew, I have to say it's a really welcoming group, and we're all, I think everybody's like the sweetest, and everybody's just so happy to be there.
Really cool. So first year on the Blue Crew?
Yeah, it's my first. It's my senior year, and I just moved here. So.
Oh, really cool. So a great experience your senior year. That's awesome to hear.
Great school.
And then what is everyone else's thoughts on it, just being a part of the great section you guys have?
I'd just say that the Blue Crew, we're just the best. We've been known to be the best for our student section, especially after winning the student section showdown. And yeah, we beat anyone around here in terms of our student section.
Without
sure.
it, yeah, I agree. Anyone else have some thoughts?
I mean, I'll go. If
I mean, I've been a part of it since I was a freshman, so but being a senior is definitely like you're bottom of the student section, and you have more like, I wouldn't say like power, but you just feel way more included.
Yeah.
You get to lead all the underclassmen, so it's really fun being here all 4 years and like growing with it, I think.
Yeah.
And since we've been here since COVID, so we didn't really get a great first experience like our freshman and sophomore year because so many games were canceled and the student section, we would have to wear masks and all the COVID restrictions. So our senior year has definitely been the best like Blue Crew experience we've had.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
That's a great point because, I mean, you're absolutely right. You guys kind of got the short end of the stick in terms of high school experiences with that COVID pandemic. And now I got to ask this question, though, in terms of, you made a great point. I was always the one because my freshman year, my principal convinced me to put on the Redbird for a couple of days. Awful experience because I was a terrible mascot. I didn't know what to do. I was like Ricky Bobby in Talladega Night. Like, what do you do with my hands, you know?
Yeah.
And, well, then I went into the section. It's hard to compete for a spot in that section, especially Marquette. You know, you're on the last end of things. Is there like a technique you can give some up-and-coming freshmen for maybe finding some prime real estate in the Blue Crew?
Be loud. If you just keep yelling, If you're scared to yell, you might as well not be there.
So I was talking to the last group, and it kind of is my opinion, and I'm gonna get blasted for this for the weekend. Some student sections feel like they're just depressed, you know, like it's just a down in the dumps. Like, you know, maybe they all had to take the SAT that day, but it seems like they aren't into it. But everyone in your guys' section like lives the moments. You know, it really is. It's no fakeness about it. It's in it.
Right. Yeah, a lot of practice.
Whoa!
A lot of practice. I know the Marquette captain who you met, Eli Waters, definitely goes down to the gym, and we try to pull kids out of classes when they have a chance to like work on the new
pep rally.
No kidding.
He came up with a couple.
Our pep rallies are way louder and very. They're a lot more than like actually our games. Pep rallies are a lot for sure.
I mean, it's just like the whole school just jumping up and like imagine just 400 kids in one area just going absolutely crazy. They're letting out all the energy that they have.
Well,
rallies.
That's really cool. I got to ask this though, the hard question. What's the favorite chant of all of everyone in this room?
Ooh. A lot of people like the new one, Bananas.
That's what we were saying in the last group.
That's what
my favorite would be the stomping one that the cheerleaders does.
It's not really Blue Crew cheer.
If we're talking about
cheerleaders cheer.
Yeah, but
that one's really good.
Every school that we go against hates it.
They do. They really do hate it.
They get into it. Like other student sections,
they'll start doing it too. They either hate it or they'll join us.
It's a good one because all the parents I remember my mom's always like, I love that cheer. It like gets people like into it. It's really good.
It really does. Anyone else have some thoughts?
I like the hoo-ha amen. What's that one called?
Yeah.
That's just hoo-ha amen.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a tried and true. That's a staple chant.
I don't know. It's just a classic.
Yeah, that one's good.
What else?
Yeah, mine's got to be If You're
Wait,
in
we are Market Catholic.
That one's good too.
I like that one.
Market Catholic.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Scott, any thoughts back there?
I like them all.
That's a good answer, Scott. Good answer. Safe answer today.
I do like it when we roast the other team, though.
Fighting with the other
Do you have a favorite chant?
I like Bananas.
What's the banana? This is new.
I think it's because we get candy out of it.
Yeah. Give banana Laffy Taffy.
So what I think's really cool is, and I'm sure some of you have siblings that are maybe getting ready to go into Marquette, or you already had siblings that have been to Marquette, and you kind of watch them go through this. How awesome is it to kind of see either the next up and coming Blue Crew watching you as St. Mary's students or you name it, watching you as kids in that section? That's gotta feel fun too, knowing that hey, there's people that really take pride in this and are ready to do the same thing you're doing.
Yeah, Marquette, our freshman class currently is really good. Like they'll be good as seniors. Like
I think they're the best
We have
ones
a loud freshman class right now, so that's exciting.
Yeah.
Usually, the freshmen are more
nervous,
involved, nervous, shy, like to sit at the top and just kind of not engage. But the freshman year class is really, they're good. They're
I think they're louder than sophomores.
They were louder than we were, for sure. Way louder than we were, for sure.
So I gotta say something real quick. When I was in my freshman year, I had just a unique group of individuals in my freshman class, and we were pretty much problem children for everybody throughout every sense of the word learning. And then teachers remember you not for the good things, but for just some of the nuisances you caused. We were kind of like at the end of my freshman year, almost like we tried to commandeer the section. We're like the seniors might have started a chant, but it's like we're gonna do our own thing. Not a good look. Okay, not a good look. It's pretty safe to say everyone in your Blue Crew is on the same page.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
Well, that's what I was curious about, because I mean it's really cool for me to be in the press box like during the soccer game, and you guys are playing Alton, and just seeing everyone there and seeing you guys rush the field afterwards and really celebrating like you're a part of the team, and you really are when you're cheering everybody on like that. Now, you go up to Bloomington. Did you guys go?
I did.
I went. Yeah.
How was the
trip?
Yeah.
The trip was more interesting than the actual game. No. Yeah. The game was great both times. What? What? Anyways,
Did somebody else talk about game, or are we talking about the section?
The Bloomington, when you get nominated, when you got one.
Yeah, the student section.
Yeah, when you won. Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry. Were you up there when you won the acknowledgement?
Yes, I was. Me and Carson were up there.
Yeah, we were on Instagram Live on Marquette.
Yeah, were you really?
Yeah.
So I heard it was a little awkward on the floor.
Well, I don't know if we knew what to expect for sure. Like we were expecting like them to show like a little clips of our video. They were telling us, and then they didn't.
Yeah,
so we kept looking up, and it just wasn't there.
But to be able to kind of hold that honor, I mean, that's a huge acknowledgement to have, because there's every school has a student section, you know. So whenever you get that to go, hey, you guys are the best that's out there right now. What's that feeling?
Oh, it feels great because I know it's true. We are the best.
Right. Yeah. He was the one who edited the video.
Yeah, all the work.
Did you really?
Yep, all the work that went into the video, everyone that sent in the clips. I just want to thank them because it wouldn't be possible without them. And
really cool, man.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm sure there was so many videos to go through too. It's like, how do you pick out the ones that really fit the mold of what you need?
A lot of filtering and matching with the song and stuff.
The songs were.
The intro was good, and I really love the intro.
Well, and I'll say, because I've always said, and I was in St. Louis doing radio, I said the same thing, that, you know, sports in Alton are really fun. And the reason they're fun is not just necessarily the athletes who are really talented and they do awesome stuff, but it's fun to go see the sights and sounds of the game. You know, when I'm going up to State Street Hill on a Friday for football, I'm not going to commentate that night. I do that for soccer, but I go to Johnson's and then see all you guys riled up when I get to the game. And it's those sights and sounds that you guys have no idea what it means for the community, because that gets the community more involved, you know? I mean, you guys really are doing something cool.
Well, I mean, I think the reason for that is because we've built such a community at Marquette. Like, we're our own little group, but it's so inviting, and like everybody there is so nice, and you kind of can't not be a part of it.
Yeah. Well, what's your guys' favorite moment of your Blue Crew experience? And I won't even leave it up for if you're more than a one-year Blue Crew member. If you're, just getting here, obviously we stuck to this year. But throughout your entire experience, is there one moment of the Blue Crew that you guys will look back on and and always go, man, what a cool day?
I don't know. There's
Definitely
so
the
many.
pep rallies.
The pep rallies?
Yeah.
Really cool.
Those are good.
I mean, we had two kids who transferred from Alton, and they were like, I've never experienced a pep rally like that before.
We have people who transfer, even in our class, and they come back and stand in our Blue Crew. And we don't even go to like our school, and then we have some friends from Alton who will wear blue. And sit in our
they might get yelled at for sitting in there, but
it's not even just like Marquette kids who like love being in our student section.
Well, it's true. I mean, you guys really do have the best student section around, and there's no doubt about it. But getting back to that, any game that you guys go, man, I'll remember that game forever.
I would say the sectionals like this year in Beardstown.
Oh yeah, I bet.
It was just electric, and everyone was just so fired up at that game.
That's what I thought you were talking about.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense now.
The drive there was absolutely awful, but the game was totally worth it both times.
No, I would have to agree. It was almost 2 hours away. We had the student section. It would have never fit in the gym at Marquette. It was so big.
Was it really?
With a fan bus, we had a fan bus packed. The student section that we had there would never fit in the Marquette gym. But it was unbelievable, and we were loud, and everybody came up, even 2 hours away.
Yeah. Wow, that's incredible. Yeah. Scott, what about you back there?
I think my favorite one is the Alton game last year, the girls game.
Oh yeah, that was fun. That was one of the best goals I've seen in a long time. That was when is that when Ella put that one on the top of the box? Yeah, I remember that.
Were you one of the ones I remember that clip
called
of
that
screaming.
Game. I called that game. That was really a fun one.
Last like 10 seconds. Yeah.
That was really cool. Well, and seriously though, if you guys could, for the students that are, maybe in St. Mary's right now and are getting excited about making the big jump to Marquette. What are your thoughts? Can you give them any tips to have a successful Blue Crew experience right off the bat?
Yeah, get hyped.
There you go.
I was only there for 1 year, and I really feel like I missed out.
The more you participate, the more fun you'll have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like people think
show out in themes.
People think you know, if you participate, you're like lame or whatever. But like,
no,
it's definitely the opposite.
It's
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
If you don't do anything, you're weird.
That's true. It's true. That's very true. Any other thoughts?
Walk on the right side of the hallway.
Well, sorry. Don't let me cut you
No,
off.
I was just gonna say, yeah, it's not. Make sure you participate early on. I feel like when you, if you were the type of person that maybe is just kind of sits back,
shy,
as the years go on. I mean, maybe we were like that. Our class a little bit wasn't as loud as even the freshman class is now, and you kind of just regret not being as hype as you were your senior year. You just all 4 years you want to put in as much energy as you can.
Yeah,
absolutely. Scott, what about you back there?
You need to show up to everything, because otherwise you're just gonna regret it.
That's what I was going to ask. Do you think being a part of the Blue Crew made your high school experience a lot more enjoyable?
It made it special, for sure.
Made it special.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to know. And then let's talk about your teachers a bit, because what I think's cool, and not in a bad way, just in case your teachers are watching, what I think's cool is going and seeing everybody on the faculty and staff at these games too. That goes a long way whenever you see a lot of teachers walking around and really supporting the athletics too. And what are your thoughts on that? Is it just kind of extend that Marquette community, that neighborhood even further when you see those type of things, like your teachers out at the games or maybe cheering with you or taking you to prep rallies and getting things ready to go?
Yeah. I mean, are we allowed to names specific teachers?
Go for it.
Mr. Roberts, I know he drove the bus to sectionals and there was a couple difficulties on the bus, but he's, I don't know, he's this
he
old guy.
still showed up to the next game.
Yeah,
He showed up to the next
a
game.
wonderful man.
Yeah. I've seen him at every sport.
He's
the best.
He goes to everything. I mean, Mr. Podner, he's behind all the music and technicals. Behind.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, behind all the tech, just at home games and stuff that gets the crowd hyped already with just edits. So
really,
shout out to him for sure. Katie.
Yeah. Okay.
You look like you're about to say something. You look like you're I was like.
Yeah, like we said, Marquette is just a family, and when you have it one place, you have it in every other place. So if you have it in sports, and you're gonna have it at school with your teachers, and we just make sure we are always supporting each other, and I think the teachers help, us all.
It's for sure a community and family.
Yeah, it is. I mean, 100% over. Well, did anyone from other schools call you and concede the best student section election to you guys? Did they call and say you guys have now won the? We're going to concede.
Not yet.
That's coming next.
That is what we'll probably. That's what they will probably use as next year against other student sections.
So, what's your favorite sport to cheer for? Is it basketball? Is it all
basketball?
That's what everyone says.
I mean, but I will
Not
say Friday night under the lights, it's
an experience.
It's for sure a different experience, but basketball is for sure where it's at, though.
Yeah.
Scott, what about you back there? There you did. Well, and seriously, with all of this being said, I just think it just shows a big light on why Marquette's such a special place. And is there any game that you're looking forward to the most this spring?
Alton versus Marquette girls soccer.
RiverBender.com will be there. Another shameless plug.
Alton, Marquette baseball, pretty much any Alton Marquette.
You live for them.
That's also an unreal crowd. That's when the whole town is there.
It is.
That's not just Marquette. That's not just Alton. It's the whole town.
And people really eat up the rivalry too.
Yeah.
I get a lot of feedback after these games. Believe me,
It's funny watching the teachers. I mean, the parents in front of the two student sections
Sometimes the parents would be like,
get there,
join in.
Any final thoughts for the acknowledgement?
The acknowledgement? Oh
No.
man,
No.
I wish I was there. It looked like it was a great time. I'm really proud of the communications class. I think we really knocked it out of the park this year.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
It's great leaving Marquette with something like that, for sure.
Yeah. You only get to do high school once, and that's a pretty good way to end it.
Yeah.
I'd say so.
I think the video represented the Blue Crew really well, and I think it's well deserved. So.
Can I say something?
I feel like the video showed how much of a family this school truly is. Even if you don't go to the school anymore, once you're like a part of the Marquette family, you're always a part of the Marquette family.
Yeah. 100%.
Let's walk out.
Scott, what about you back there?
I tried.
Go Marquette!
There we go. There we go at 9:55. Marquette is the best student section in the state of Illinois, and they'll do it again next year. We'll take a quick break, and our daily show will come back and hit you next as we wrap up the 9 o'clock hour.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank. The local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Riverbender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBender.com.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
I'm back. I told you I'd be back. 10:12. Welcome back to our daily show. Whoa! I am spilling everything today. It is daylight saving. Oh my goodness. Man, it's a long day. My lower third stopped working today. Stephanie Michelle saved me. Saved me. It's the day after daylight savings. We're all just here.
We'll catch up. We'll get caught up.
It's fine.
So, with that being said,
take 2.
It is Development Disabilities Awareness Month, and Challenge Unlimited doing some wonderful things, as always, as we're getting ready to hopefully revamp and roll out that new website. Life's looking good. How are we feeling this morning?
We're right there with you, CJ. We are.
I've spilled everything in the studio today. I haven't spilled something in 6 years of doing this, and this is 2 in a row. Michelle, how are you rolling with the punches?
Well, you know what? Things are going okay. Things are okay. We're doing the best we can.
So why don't we start off with this? Let's start off with the overview of Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month. Stephanie, what are some things that Challenge Unlimited does throughout the month of March to help raise awareness for this very important issue?
Well, this month actually specifically upcoming, we've got a partnership with OSF. That's why I brought our Training and Development Director, Michelle Matchy, with me today, so she could kind of talk more about that. We have some upcoming job fairs as well. So we'll be at the Morris University Center at SIUE on Wednesday from, I believe, 11 to 2. And then we're also hosting a job fair up at our Great Lakes Naval Base site in Great Lakes, Illinois. So that'll be the same day, actually, 9 to 2, I believe that one runs too. So
really cool. And how's everything been since the last time I've talked to you? Challenge Unlimited still growing as always?
We're growing. We're all kinds of upcoming accessibility things. So it's good timing for this, really. With Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month being this year's theme is a world of opportunities, which really kind of speaks to our mission of providing pathways to opportunities for individuals with disabilities. So from an employment side, there's definitely a lot of potential for this untapped labor market to really
sure.
contribute
Yeah.
their varying abilities to local businesses, big businesses, just anybody that's having staffing problems, because as we know, that's been an issue kind of across the board.
100%.
And these individuals have, some unique things to add diversity-wise to everybody's teams. So I think that's something that we really should highlight.
Well, and too, I also want to highlight, just by speaking with you and hearing some of the testimonials, everyone that, that says, kind of talks about it, that you guys employ with or you partner with, they say that the workers that come from Challenge Unlimited are actually the hardest and most dedicated workers out there because they truly love where they work. And that's something that's always in the day's age where everyone's kind of groveling, especially me this morning. That's an invaluable asset too.
It really is. And the statistics prove it. I mean, that individuals with disabilities tend to be a more reliable workforce. They tend to stay at their jobs longer. So, absolutely.
100%. And then, Michelle, you'll be presenting to OSF. Fill me in on this.
Yeah, I'm super excited to talk about this. The OSF St. Anthony's Diversity Council hosts a speaker series, and kind of the purpose of that series is to educate their mission partners and providers on different elements of diversity, inclusion, unconscious bias, things like that. So we're excited to partner with them in the month of March, kind of aligning the Developmental Disability Awareness Month with our presentation. We know that one of the reasons why we have awareness months, like why those exist in general, is to educate our communities. So we're glad to go do this. I am co-presenting with one of my colleagues, Ashley England. She is a phenomenal residential site manager for our company. So she has a lot of experience actually taking individuals that we serve to medical appointments in the community. So she's got a lot of firsthand experience on, things that went well, things that maybe didn't go so well.
Ways to make things go well if you can.
Things go well, exactly.
Break glass in case of emergency.
Yes.
Well, yeah. And whenever you're giving this presentation, how important is it, for the public to really be a part of this and gain insights? Because, it seems like a lot of the workforce is starting to be comprised of folks that do have developmental disabilities, and to learn more about some of those nuances and really be included in this has got to be invaluable for any employer to really have their employees going down there and taking a look about this presentation.
Yeah, well, one of the overarching themes of this presentation is how we can, as individuals, make a difference and be inclusive. Because, we can't probably single-handedly overhaul entire systems.
Right, right, that's true.
But what we can do is, be inclusive of the people that are sitting across from us, and make changes in the ways that we show up to better support the community of people with disabilities.
And what date and time is your presentation going to be on again?
It is next Thursday. Is that the 21st?
I believe so.
Ooh, don't ask me hard questions.
Dates
That's
Monday
a hard
morning.
question. Next Thursday is
maybe it's the 21st.
the 21st.
Okay.
It is the 21st. Stephanie, you were right.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, and we're presenting to them a lunch and learn style, so it'll be around 11:30.
And how many of these have you done before?
I've done 0.
Oh!
But she does training and development for our organization all the time.
This is just a hand-in-hand thing. You're going to be just fine.
Yes, no, I have no doubt. We're going to talk a lot about ways that we can create sensory-friendly environments for people in the medical the medical field, and
doctor's appointments can be intimidating for anybody.
Yeah,
Right.
you ain't kidding about that.
Yeah,
there is nothing where has your phone ever died sitting in that waiting room?
Oh, it's forever.
Oh
right?
my goodness! I'm telling you what, I just
When we were developing our presentation, we were talking about, even how sometimes just the space could be overstimulating.
Yeah.
So, we were talking about how sometimes you're sitting in the room waiting for the physician to come in, and there's just these posters everywhere. And I diagnosed myself with 15 things before the physician has entered the room.
You're right. Well, and just not even that. You're looking at a poster, and then some of these waiting rooms look like grandma's bathroom in the 90s, and there's fabric everywhere and all these colors, and I just put my hand in the puddle I created. And But you're right though, because especially then, and then you hear some of the conversations. Maybe someone's a little, not too happy that day.
Yeah, it
or
can be scary in there. Yeah.
Really fascinating. You're right though, 100%. And then, Stephanie, in terms of the overall mission of Challenge Unlimited, how important are these presentations to do a part of your outreach campaigns?
Great question, CJ.
I knew I'd ask one good one in this. I knew it. That was it.
No, what I was telling Michelle before we came in here actually was that, OSF had actually reached out for us to participate in one of these last year. I mean, at the time, we didn't have the capacity. It was kind of short notice. And I definitely wanted to make sure that we capitalized on embracing that partnership. And so I said, well, why don't we see if they'll let us do it in March for Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month? And Michelle was like, perfect. They were thrilled with the idea and pitched it. And so, I hope that we can form more partnerships like this with organizations in the community.
Well, you're right, because I think when you start to really have those conversations, and really not really destigmatize, but normalize the conversation and normalize the talking, the bullet points really in that. I think a lot of this kind of stiffness to a lot of, I guess the discrimination in a way is what it is. It would go away. There's no doubt in my mind it would, because the more you talk about something, the more normal it becomes.
Absolutely. And like you say, awareness is key because, those of us who may or may not have similar struggles might not think of what someone else is going through.
Right.
And so, it's really about that empathy of being able to put yourself in somebody else's shoes and think about those things ahead of time, make those environments more inclusive.
And so much of what we can do to create inclusive environments does not require a ton of effort on our part.
Absolutely.
No,
it's just about awareness. It's not even so much about, it's not about spending a lot of money. It's not about, putting a ton of resources into it. It's just about having a general awareness.
You're going to tell me that I don't have to spend $10,000 on direct mail to get the word out? There's no way those postcards don't work. I'm sorry. I knew I was going to have to say something today. But you're right, though. And that's the thing. The more conversations and the more that we can talk about it, because a lot of times, I don't know about you two, but for me, a lot of the situations that happen are, if they are my fault, they aren't, doesn't matter. A lot of my reactions are based on the mood I already had that day. Maybe we all got up late, or maybe, it's daylight saving time and I'm getting ready to
drinks.
Yeah. But how does that go into play too whenever you're doing these presentations or giving this lecture, whenever we have to take accountability for the things that happened in our day that maybe could lead up to a bad experience, in those conversations, because you're frustrated, you're already kind of short-leashed anyway, and kind of just ready to blow.
Well, I really brought the right person with me today.
I'm telling you what, Stephanie. I was going to say what we were doing today. I figured this out.
Speaking of great things at Challenge that Michelle is behind and has been kind of the driving force for, we really strive to create an emotional intelligence education for our staff.
Yeah.
And that speaks to exactly what you're talking about.
That's just wonderful. Look at that. We're hitting all the boxes. So
I love it.
Yeah, we've spent the last about 2.5 years at Challenge really leaning into creating emotionally intelligent leadership. That kind of the model that we've been teaching is emotionally intelligent leaders are able then to create psychologically safe space. And when we create psychologically safe spaces, then we're more inclusive, and people want to come.
Ever thought about giving that class to elected officials?
Yeah. I don't know that I'd be invited.
It is an election year, so.
Well, in all seriousness, Michelle, let's start with you. We'll ask two more questions and take a brief pause. But Michelle, at your time with Challenge Unlimited, I've already asked Stephanie this question about a year ago. But what makes it such a special place? Because it really seems like you're in your own path here at Challenge Unlimited and really fits the mold of who you are as a person too.
Yeah, I love this question. And I've been with the organization, this is my 14th year.
Oh, wow.
So I've been around for a minute.
We got a vet on our hands.
I've been around for a minute. Absolutely. But I think that speaks to what's kept me around, right? Why I've been here for so long. And it's simply because our mission is phenomenal. And, we have leadership that supports the mission in every decision that we make. So the mission is really what it's all about for me. An interesting piece of this, and where in the last few years I've really leaned in even more to the population of people that we serve, is I became a mom. And my kiddo has a developmental disability.
Okay.
So that's just kind of added this extra layer of passion with me wanting to serve the community and really educate, when it comes to the inclusion of people.
And that's a theme with our organization too, I think. We have a lot of individuals that work for us, with us, that, they have a friend or a family member. They have a direct impact.
Yeah.
Our work has a direct impact on their lives.
Well, and that's a wonderful point, too. Do you think that's a direct correlation to those that the only folks that I think that truly understand a lot of what's going on, especially in your guys' field, are the ones that, like you said, have that direct impact? There's somebody in their family, their best friend, or somebody that has a developmental disability. Is that a big driving force, do you think, why folks join Challenge Unlimited?
I think it definitely is. I mean, I'm getting ready to do a survey, and I'll have data.
Please let me know. Yeah,
I'll have numbers next month. But that being said, April is actually Autism Awareness Month as well. So this timing is really key to kind of drive awareness around all of these differing disabilities and differing abilities, for that matter, because. Again, I really think that this group of individuals we're talking about have so much to offer
100%.
that unfortunately sometimes goes unrecognized. And I think our organization does a pretty good job of trying to highlight that and bring it to the forefront and really show those success stories of those individuals who are the great employee, who thrive in their jobs. Things like that. So
100%. And then one final question for you before we take a break is, in your position with Challenge Unlimited, it's whenever you're talking marketing, it's a win and a lose situation a lot of the times, because you could have a great campaign, but if you don't have the people on staff to help fulfill the mission of that campaign, you're always going to fall flat. How important is it to have folks like Michelle and then the team at Challenge Unlimited to do these campaigns that are willing participants and really live this?
It is so important, and it's another thing that I don't know how we keep going to the right things, but when I say I'll have data next month, we're actually getting ready to launch an internal marketing campaign.
Oh, wow.
So we're working with the team from Pro Habits. It's actually, Adam is his name, and he used to write for Inc. magazine. But they formed Mably, which I don't know if you're familiar with that, but social media platforms and marketing is kind of this guy's specialty. But they saw a hole in marketing internally. That we think, yes, we need to sell this to the public. We need to, get our mission out there. But what about the people who are inside the organization?
Right.
So we're getting ready to launch a 5-week campaign internally to gauge where their interest is and try to meet our staff where they're at and find out what we need to do more of. And, so.
Gotta love it. With daylight savings time, a taped interview, and now look at that. I asked some pretty darn good questions this time around. 10:28's the time, a little bit of a break. I gotta pay a bill, and we'll come back with this conversation right after this in downtown Alton.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Dream Home Realty Center.
Hey, Sherry, talk to me, Dream Team.
We've got Joey.
Whether you're a seasoned pro or a weekend warrior, gear up with Falcommit and elevate your hunting experience. From rugged gear for the seasoned hunter to adorable outfits for the little ones, we've got your whole family covered. Literally, because the best moments are made in the great outdoors. And with Falcommit, you're not just wearing gear, you're wearing the stories of your adventures. Discover the joy of hunting together. Visit Falcommit.com and outfit your family for the next generations of memories.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66. When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Oh man, 10:31. You know, the best segment happens during the break, you know, whenever we all talk it out and get things going. You know, I love this kind of daylight savings day after. It's like, you know, no one went out and partied last night or, you know, but it just feels like a hangover Monday, you know, for me personally. I'll just say it. I just, you know, for someone who hasn't drank since, you know, well,
I was going to say
wow,
a few years.
Yeah.
I think it feels like.
You know, I haven't been out that much. But, you know, getting back into Challenge Unlimited, and I don't know what happened to that lower third. I apologize, but we do have some great guests in the studio. It's not just me. We're joined with Stephanie and Michelle, and we're talking about Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month. And what does that mean to some of your the individuals that are a part of the organization that you provide job opportunities for? Do they take some pride in this month too, in helping raise awareness maybe in their own communities too?
I think all of the awareness months have become kind of something, at least since I've come on board, Challenge, that we really try to spotlight. I've seen a lot of increase in conversation about our social media and what stories we're sharing. I'm getting feedback quicker. You know, people are more willing to bring their stories to me. That, you know, because that's, again, that internal piece, it can be a struggle when you're a marketing team of
100%. You ain't kidding about it.
You know, so, yeah, I think it's definitely something that, I mean, even like in our RO homes, you know, I think they've got, I think Diane was showing me, they're getting autism awareness shirts that all the staff is going to wear there. And I think it's got like a giraffe on it or something with some like puzzle pieces to kind of really, you know.
Yeah, we're also, you know, through the month of April, trying to find some autism speakers to come in for the residential division of our organization specifically and speak to staff and just kind of on their experiences. So we've got that coming up in April as well.
Well, that's really cool. And then one thing I wanted to touch on too, even though we kind of already have, is just going back to really the intake and recruitment services that you provide. You know, I feel like this is a pretty crucial part of the month too, is because of the fact that, you know, you guys really are a driving force to adding so much to our local workforces across the region.
I personally get the web contact forms when they come through.
I bet. Okay.
And the things that people say is amazing. Again,
I bet.
It'd be great when I have time to gather data. I'll have a list of these things. But, you know, just the individuals that say things like, I have struggled to find employment and I'm hoping you can help me. You know, and typically our intake department is really good about if they need to be referred to a VR service before, you know, coming back to us for employment or whatever other resources they might need. A lot of times it's even just as simple as bus schedules.
Yeah.
You know, and where to get those. So, I mean, I also, you know, another reason I'm really excited about this website project, just a teaser, accessibility is going to be key for that website redesign. So, you know, for visually impaired, hearing impaired, you know, there's some things coming down the pipeline that are going to be pretty exciting.
And I didn't even know about it. See, that's how little I know about our website design process. But it's really cool, and that's why whenever you decided to utilize this, I'm excited to see where it goes, because I'm, tongue in cheek aside, I knew that was a huge aspect of what you wanted on the site and you guys wanted, because you're right, that accessibility, especially with the way AI is going now, and you can really utilize these great features to where no one really misses those opportunities anymore.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it shocks me how many organizations don't prioritize that. And I'm going to be interested to see how much increase we see in traffic from individuals who couldn't access other websites. Government websites are pretty bad about that. They don't tend to be very accessible.
Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing, though?
Well, they're getting better. Well, and it's always about the money, right?
It is. And it's about timing and all of those things. But, Stephanie, that's why I think it just shows how innovative you guys are, because not a lot of companies have made that jump yet to really making sure it is accessible for everybody. And that just shows truly your commitment to that mission statement and really making everyone feel part of the process, and not feel like, oh, I'm missing out, I need to call such and have them help me go through this website or tell me what's on it.
Right. Well, even something as simple as, I was talking to somebody the other day, something as simple as a hashtag can be accessible.
Yeah.
But you have to capitalize the first word of every word in the hashtag. Otherwise, a screen reader can't read it to somebody.
Oh, that's fascinating. See, we all learned something here.
I'm glad I could educate you.
Well, and to me, that's why, I had a lady on that she's from Georgia, but she comes up to Grafton to do sipping signs, where you sip wine and you take a sign language class.
Oh, cool. That is very cool.
One thing that isn't that just really, her husband actually won a blues competition in Atlanta. He plays while she does it. It's really cool.
You'll have to get me
what's funny is when I said that, I'm like, this would actually be a perfect event for Stephanie.
A speaker could come in and talk to our people. Absolutely.
Well, and then on top of it, something that I never even thought of was the fact that there's closed captions on my show, and it's something I never put two and two together, because I never really think that far ahead. I'm going to be honest with you. But whenever, she goes, that goes a long way, because, no one realizes how little there really is when it comes to that type of programming and content for folks that, need it.
Alt image descriptions.
Yeah.
People don't, now I'm getting a little technical and might bore people, but, I'm a nerd for this stuff.
No, it's really fascinating, though, on how this breaks down.
Yeah.
And then, Michelle, getting back to you, because you weren't off the hot seat yet, take me through your day-to-day job at Challenge Unlimited and some of the things you just do each and every day.
Sure. So my title is Director of Training and Development, and I work within our HR department, really trying to not only do we focus on the development of the people in our company, ensuring that they have access to the resources that they need to do their jobs well. But also that we're looking at the development of the organization. So kind of two parts that obviously go hand in hand there,
right,
and work together. But looking at things from kind of two different angles, and just making sure that when we identify gaps across the organization, that we're working to fill those, whether they're knowledge gaps or people gaps or whatever that might be, but that we're getting a pulse on it and then creating solutions.
I think that's how I ended up here.
Yeah.
That's quite honest.
Well, and getting back to the main focus of our conversation today, March is Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month, and Challenge Unlimited's 2024 theme is a world of opportunities, which you guys, I think, provide each and every day to the folks that utilize your great services. And also coming up on the 21st, what time again?
11:30.
11:30 until 1?
Yeah.
Yeah. On the 21st, that's next Thursday, the 21st of March, 11:30 till, we'll ballpark it at 1. You can hang out with Michelle, and you can learn about this really great presentation with OSF Healthcare. Now, is this in their lunchroom or their meeting room?
This specific presentation, the audience are the mission partners at the.
Okay, this is just directly to them.
Yes.
Okay.
But friendly little plug here. If anyone else is interested,
there we go.
Michelle is available.
In learning how to be more inclusive to individuals with disabilities.
And I do plan to attend and record the presentation.
We'll have to get you at the North Alton Godfrey Business Council or something. That'd be a great presentation.
Zeke's on my radar.
There we go. With that being said, I just always love chatting with you, Stephanie, because I know that we'll come out with maybe a couple of bullet points, and 40 minutes later we have a good segment.
I know, right?
And thanks for
I love
introducing me to Michelle, too. Nice to meet you.
You as well.
And I'm glad that we got to grovel together at 10 o'clock this morning about, actually, it's still 9 o'clock as far as I'm concerned. And this is enough. Would you guys be a part of this whole let's get rid of daylight savings time, or is it just me?
I support it.
Thank you. All right. There we go. At 10:39, we'll take a quick break. And for more information, you can always visit Challenge Unlimited's website. Well, the current one until the next one's rolling out. That's cuinc.org. That's cuinc.org. Thank you guys so much for your time this morning.
Thank you so much.
9:40 is the time. We'll take a quick break. 50 degrees out there. How about that? We'll come back. All-Star Awards next. I highlight stupid people each day so we feel better. That comes your way right after this on RiverBender.com. Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Lennox.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Lennox products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
DJ Mike Keith.
This is where I am today. Let me show you where I started.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Still ain't working. 10:45. It's the All-Star Award on RiverBender.com. All right. Time to take you to it. The City Museum in St. Louis, you're an all-star. Celebrating a local holiday by asking visitors to wear underwear on their heads for Guinness World Record Day. Listen to this. The City Museum said it hopes to gather at least 314 people on 314 Day. I like 316 Day better. Austin 316. Okay, March 14th holiday celebrating the 314 area code to wear underpants on their heads for a Guinness World Record. Well, it would make the roads look a lot nicer. The current record of 270 people was set in Naperville, Illinois. Bookstore in 2012 to celebrate the release of the Captain Underpants series. That makes sense because there's a correlation. Here we're just throwing who wants to wear drawers on their head? Seriously, think about that. The museum said underwear, presumably clean. Oh, God, that would be awful. What has more skid marks? The St. Louis drag strip race road or the underwear on these people's heads? will be provided will be provided to participants around 1:45 p.m. on March the 14th, and a Guinness World Records agitator will be on site to verify the count. Officers said they only need 271 people to break the record, but they hope for at least 314 in honor of the holiday. The museum previously earned Guinness World Record titles for the largest pencil, the longest seesaw, the largest tennis racket, and the world's largest pothole in their parking lot. Let's take you to Leadville. Oh, that sounds healthy. Nick Burry clicks into his ski binding, squats to stretch his knees, scans the narrow, snowy race courses, and moments later, he's zipping past a series of gates at high speed, hurdling off jumps, but it's not gravity pulling him towards the finish line. It's the brute force of a quarter horse named Sirius. This is called ski joring, an extreme but quirky winter sport that celebrates the unlikely melding of a rodeo and ski culture in the U.S. Mountain West. Oh, this sounds safe. Oh yeah, let's ski. Let's ski with horses. Nothing could go wrong. It's a heart-pumping white-knuckle competition in which horses and sometimes dogs, snowmobiles, and even cars tow skiers by rope at speeds that can top 40 miles an hour over jumps as high as 8 feet and around obstacles as they try to land suspended hoops with a baton, typically a ski pole that's cut in half. Every winter, thousands of people converge on the old mining town of Leadville. I would not drink the water there. High in the Rocky Mountains, the elevation 10,000 feet, lining downtown's Main Street and packing the saloons to, it's an old town when they still call them saloons, to witness one of the most popular skijoring races, I can't even do this, in the country. The spectacle, Bill, the granddaddy of them all, has been there since 1949. It's just pure adrenaline. That gets me to do it. That's what Burry said. And then getting these two different groups of people with the riders and the skiers, usually they don't hang out, and getting them together, we mesh pretty well. Now, skijoring draws its name from Norwegian word skikjoring, meaning skydiving. It started as a practical mode of transportation in Scandinavia and became popular in the Alps in around the 1900s. That's why you don't mess with Scandinavians. This is what they do to travel. Imagine what they do to you if you ticked them off. Today's sport is inherently dangerous, and injuries are not uncommon among riders and skiers alike. Indeed, one of the first riders in the Leadville race earlier this month toppled off of his horse and had to be helped off the track as he shook his head in confusion. That's because he drank the water before the race. Bury did well in the competition despite skiing with a separated shoulder from a hard spill during a race 2 weeks earlier. So listen to this. A long-lost silent film from 1923 will be shown publicly for the first time in decades after being discovered at an auction. Gary Huggins of Kansas City said he went to an auction in Omaha last year to look for rare or even antique films, and here's what he had to say. There was a distributor that had been in Ohio for decades that had gone out of business a while ago, and this auction house had some of their films, and I drove up just for that to see what was up there. He paid $20 for a stack of film reels because one of the included pieces was an old cartoon that caught his eye. He used a projector to go through the stack to see what had been purchased and was surprised to see Clara Bow, one of the biggest stars of the silent film era. David Stein, a Hollywood historian and Bow's official biographer, said the real Huggins purchase was the Pill Pounder. Oh my God. I should have looked at this. A comedy short that was thought to be long lost. Keep the jokes aside. We all know the Pill Pounders in our life. I assumed they were making fun of me because I thought, would I be interested? It would be a miracle. And it is a miracle. He said the film starred as 17-year-old Clara Bow and is the oldest of her works to have been rediscovered. Stein, who purchased the film from Huggins, said film strips in the 1920s were made using nitrate, an unstable and combustible chemical. So I thought, we'll never find this film, Stein said. The film reel was in good condition and Stein paid to have it restored. It will be showing on the big screen for the first time in 101 years at the San Francisco Silent Film Festival in April. I didn't even know that was a thing. Man, silent film making a comeback. Maybe just silent news. That'll be fun. Golfers at a course in Victoria, Australia, captured a video when their game was interrupted by a stampede of kangaroos. Stephen Rock posted a video to social media showing the fair dinkum stampede of kangaroos that appeared during his game of golf at the Heritage Golf and Country Club. We have kangaroos on 2 courses, but I've never seen this before, he said. He can be heard in the video asking the marsupials to, quote, not stand on my golf ball. I'm sure that helped. A second golfer, Michael McCarthy, replied with his own video taken from another angle. He said the parade of roos felt like it went on forever. And they'll be back again. Okay. Let's see, out of Georgia. A Georgia sheriff office said a deputy had a close call with a large alligator when he heard a hissing sound and turned to see the reptile charging toward him with his jaws open. Man, talk about a learning experience. The Hall County Sheriff's Office said in a Facebook post, a deputy was laying a track for a canine training exercise around a pond off of Allen Creek Road when he heard a hissing sound and saw the alligator with its mouth open. The sheriff's office said the gator, estimated to be 9 feet long, charged at the deputy, who was able to run up an embankment and evade the animal. Thankfully, the deputy not injured. The sheriff's office captured a drone video Wednesday morning of the alligator, believed to be the same animal from Tuesday's encounter. Man, that's just scary. All right, one pig story for you today. That's one smart pig. A Wisconsin family found an escaped pig wandering their driveway and ended up making a 450-pound friend, and they didn't even have to go to Golden Corral. Jake Mulgard said he was at home with his family in Brighton when that was funny. That was actually probably my funniest joke on the show. When his wife checked the driveway camera and saw a pig wandering on their property. The family spoke with the neighbors and the Kenosha County Sheriff's Department, eventually discovering the 450-pound pig named, take a guess, pig name, Kevin Bacon. That's an overused one. Had escaped from his home about a mile away. Kevin squeezed out of his barn, I'd like to see proof, while his owner was away and made his way to the Mulgard's house. Mulgard and his family decided to walk Kevin home using treats, including Oreos, to keep him moving in the right direction. Well, here's his quote. He ate an entire refrigerator worth of food and a whole bag of marshmallows. Mulgard said his kids made friends with a curious and friendly animal along the way. The owner said that if he stops on you, you can jump on his back, and he likes to run at that point. And so one of my daughters was daring enough to jump on his back. Oh, I'm sure that was nice. That was really nice of you. That pig definitely loved it. The family came back to visit Kevin the next day and fed him donuts, and then gave the family that houses Kevin their grocery bill. Oh, no, they didn't. That was just my add-on. All right, one final bit. This is interesting, and this is how we'll end our show today. So the solar eclipse is coming, and this is kind of fascinating. I want to know, so I've always thought, daylight savings time, savings, I just don't care anymore. It's got to go. It's junk. I'm just over it. Anyway, there's always this kind of come down period or transition. Some of you guys can tackle daylight savings time beautifully, naturally, blissfully, gracefully, and you do it with just fine. You sound great. You're never tired. I applaud you. Guess what? 99% of us are miserable today because we had to get up. We thought it was, I thought it was 9 a.m., it was 10, you name it. It happened. So I always thought, how does that kind of, affect animals? Now think about it. You're going, CJ, how the hell does this affect animals? Not in the wild. I'm talking about your common house pets. Think about it. Your dog is used to getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning during the wintertime, when now they're getting up at 5 in the morning because they still think it's 6. So I'm kind of curious. I would love to see a study on what happens to animals during the daylight saving crossover. I'm not saying it's been a beneficial study, but what I'm saying is it'll at least be kind of, interesting. And so with that being said, there was an article by Christina Larson from the AP, and I thought it was such a good article, and I think we'll run it on RiverBender later. When a total solar eclipse transforms day into night, which it will, tortoises start acting romantic? Do they? Will giraffes gallop? Will apes sing odd notes? Well, researchers will be standing by to observe how animals' routines at the Fort Worth Zoo in Texas are disrupted when skies dim on April the 8th. They previously detected other strange animal behaviors in 2017 at a South Carolina zoo that was in the path of total darkness. To our astonishment, most of the animals did surprising things, said Adam Hartstone, a North Carolina State University researcher who led the observations and published in the journal Animals. While there are many individual sightings of critters behaving bizarrely during historic eclipses, only in recent years have scientists really started to rigorously study the altered behaviors of wild, domestic, and even zoo animals. 7 years ago, Galapagos tortoises at the Riverbank Zoo in Columbus, South Carolina, quote, that generally do absolutely nothing all day during the peak of the eclipse, they all started breeding. Oh, God. Oh, God. Could you imagine walking by that site at the zoo? The cause of the behavior, still unclear. A mated pair of gibbons that usually call to each other in the morning sang unusual tunes during the afternoon eclipse, like singing different songs to each other to communicate. Now, a few male giraffes began to gallop in apparent anxiety. The flamingos huddled around their juveniles. Researchers say that many animals display behaviors connected with an early dusk. This is just really fascinating. In April, Hartstone Rose's team plans to study similar pieces in Texas to see if the behaviors that they witnessed in South Carolina point to larger patterns. Several other zoos along the path are also inviting visitors to help track animals, including the zoos in Little Rock, Toledo, and Indianapolis. This year's full solar eclipses in North America crisscrosses a different route than in 2017 and occurs in different seasons, giving researchers and citizen scientists opportunities to observe new habits. It's really high stakes. We have a really short period to observe them, and we can't repeat the experiment, said Jennifer Tersuda, a University of Tennessee entomologist who observed honeybee colonies during the 2017 eclipse. Honeybees that Tersuda, I think, studied decreased foraging during the eclipse. That's fascinating, as they usually would at night, except for those from the hungriest of hives. During a solar eclipse, there's a conflict between the internal rhythms and external environment, says University of Alberta's Olav Rappel, adding that bees rely on polarized light from the sun to navigate. Nate Bickford, an animal researcher at Oregon Institute of Technology, said that solar eclipses actually mimic short, fast-moving storms when skies darken and many animals take shelter. After the 2017 eclipse, the analyzed data from tracking devices previously placed on wild species to study habitat use. Flying bald eagles change the speed and direction they're moving during an eclipse. He said so do feral horses, probably taking cover, responding to possibilities of a storm out on the open plains. The last full U.S. solar eclipse to span coast to coast happened in late summer in August. The upcoming eclipse in April gives researchers an opportunity to ask new questions, including about potential impacts on spring migration. Now, most songbird species migrate at night, when they are night-like conditions during the eclipse, will birds think it's time to migrate and take flight? That's what Andrew Farnsworth is asking of Cornell University. His team plans to test by analyzing weather radar data, which also detects the presence of flying birds, bats, and insects. For indoor pets, they may react as much to what their owners are doing, whether they're excited or nonchalant about the eclipse as to any changes in the sky, said the University of Arkansas animal researcher Rafaela Lech. Dogs and cats pay a lot of attention to us in addition to their internal clocks. And I just wanted to share that with you as I say goodbye today, because, man, that was fascinating. We got a busy show tomorrow. I'll see you live at 9 as hopefully we're all recovering even better from daylight savings time. Go home, take a nap. You need one. And I'll see you back here live at 9 for more of our daily show. Enjoy your Monday. Enjoy the sun, but most importantly, just try your best to stay out of jail.